to go to one haunted house.
I have honestly forgotten every reason that I may have thought this was a good idea at the time.
I'm trying to accomplish some fears that I had.
I'm ready. Got my dog food and everything ready to go.
Found out about McCamey Manor, just came across the website and emailed Russ about it, and then he put us on the list, and it's been a year now, and I honestly didn't even think this was going to happen.
I want to experience real fear.
I'm here because of this asshole. Man, I'm terrified.
I might have to go see a doctor after this is all done.
I can't even describe the feeling that I'm having right now. It's like the most anxious, terrified feeling I've ever felt. I've never felt this before. It's like the feeling I can imagine you're going to get, like, when you know you're going to die.
Even with a chance of surviving, you better listen to every single thing.
Warning, if you do not want to see this footage, I suggest you exit now, because later if you watch, I don't want to see any, like, immoral, feel-good comments or anything in the comment section. I don't want to see any immorality or anything whatsoever. The real point that I want to ask about all this and show all this is notice how these individuals sign this piece of paper. Notice how these individuals volunteer for this thing. Notice how other individuals who have joined the military have signed a similar piece of paper. But the torture and destruction and chaos and death doesn't end in just a couple of minutes or a few hours. It persists on for years. Beyond unbelievable, but let us continue on to the main show. I'm warning you now. If you don't want to see this, you better leave now.
We tell you, do you understand that? The game begins. I hope you are ready.
You have clearly watched them sign their papers. They are there voluntarily. So again, later when they complain, I'm going to laugh like, why are you complaining? You signed that paper yourself. And then notice on top of all that as well, I'm also doing this to gauge like a psychological test as well. Like, do you feel bad for these people? Because I'm going to let you know my reaction to this is I don't feel bad for these people whatsoever. Because anyone can, you heard it from their own mouths. They were getting exactly what they wished for. So my whole thing is someone like myself, how do you not find that entertaining when people voluntarily put themselves in this insane situation? This individual blatantly admitted that he went in and he hired ex-military Gitmo people, and you have someone here who can't even take off his Navy uniform. Let's explore that mental boundary for a second.
We're gonna destroy this.
Oh yeah, and if you're wondering where this footage is coming from, this was from the Haunters, the Art of the Scare movie that I was telling everyone to watch yesterday, or go to that scene at 1 hour, 11 minutes, and 40 seconds. Since I know very many people don't like go or know symbolism or anything, you know, I'm just gonna bring it here, you know, so everyone can see exactly what I'm talking about. Because, you know, we need to perpetuate intelligence like this. Like, would you sign up for anything like this? I don't think so. That's why I laugh when they complain later. To be honest, I've done this, like I said, I made this mistake once before when I signed up to join the military. Yeah, never make that mistake again. Hey, who remembers Gina Haspel and all that water torture nonsense that they were talking about and people were pretending? Well, who wants to see what an inside look on that classified SEER training looks like and all those other torture things they do?
Oh my God. Oh my God. I need to know my brother's okay. My guy just died, dude. Okay. I don't know.
Where are you?
What's the name of the hunt?
What's the name of the hunt?
Yep. What's the name of the hunt?
I came out of a blackout from I have no idea what. It just I didn't know where I was.
Just say something.
Get her over here. Hey, what are you doing? Wake up. Come back to work. Hey, Hannah. What are you doing? What's going on with her? Sit them up. Mandy, look up. What's going on? Tell me the truth. Tell me what's going on. What are you thinking?
I can't do it.
I told you I was gonna have you for lunch, didn't I?
He just blacked out. Had no idea where he was at. That other girl just had the eyes starting to roll into the back of her head. I mean, look at what these people volunteered. They said they wanted terror. They said they wanted the ultimate extreme. And notice how when you get the ultimate, everybody is all shocked and horrified that, oh no, this individual is just feeding off our emotions like that. Beyond unbelievable. Notice how this girl here is just complaining about nothing.
Heidi, this is your chance. I'm telling you right now, you want to quit? No, we're not going to let you quit. You're not going anywhere. No.
I just want to be done so bad.
I'm really suffering at this point. Like, I am just mentally at the end. Please let me help.
Don't you love how they're just trying to recover from an obvious bad decision? Like, why are they trying to project him as the bad guy when they obviously volunteered for this?
I don't know what I want to do, because right now you're very entertaining to me. And I like to be entertained.
I think you're faking right now. Are you faking right now?
She's like, oh my God, you know, this is when I was completely done and I wish they had a safe word or something. Like, you didn't, like, read the paper that you just signed. You didn't read, you were the one who asked for it. You know, most people, some people wait 2 years, 1 year. You know, can you believe this? Just to go through this kind of insanity. And then you have these individuals like the such here who just get up in front of a camera and complain and project their inabilities for basic human common sense, and they try to make this guy out to be like he's some kind of demon or he's some kind of bad guy. He's providing a service, honestly. These are the lunatic individuals who say that they're looking for terror, they're looking for fear, they're looking for that ultimate experience. That's why I never understand how in this movie, you know, people are sending him death threats and everything, blah, blah, if you actually go watch, because it's the same mindset. People are obviously putting themselves in this situation, but why is it anyone else's fault but their own?
I can't breathe. There's only way to save him.
You know, I went through it, so now I want to kind of turn the tables a little bit and put it out on somebody else and see their reaction and see if I can push somebody to their breaking point. You know, I want to be that guy that makes somebody cry.
I want to go home.
You're not going home. Yeah, I want to now screw with a lot of people. I'm super excited. I'm super stoked. Like, I can't wait.
If there's ever an opportunity where you need an actor or something to come try there, give me an opportunity.
I will, absolutely. Yeah, well, you know what? Why would you want to act in here?
Because the thrill of being able to hurt, well, let me rephrase that. The thrill of being able to do this to other people it would be.
Yeah, this is Russ. Okay. Well, we didn't have any bags. We didn't have any bags. Right. Okay. You have my promise that you'll never see us again, unless you want to come to the hunt.
See, the important moral of this story here is that there's clearly, obviously, two kinds of people. Look, there are those who went through that experience they're scarred from it or whatever. But then you had those other individuals there. Isn't that exactly the mindset of a huge majority of our population? Look at that. Just because they got it done to them, they are willing to go back there and do it to somebody else just so they can be on the other side of that energy field as they're absorbing that fear. Look at that. They want a taste of that already. When they were siphoned, they want a taste of what it's like to siphon off others. And I'm going to go, this is kind of also a response into some of those comments. All those comments that people reply to me about, I already know all that stuff, right? I'm just kind of doing a short summary of, like, basic problems. I mean, clearly. But my whole situation and a problemo with everything is that the individual who's complaining all the time actually has the power to do stuff about it. So I'm not one to just, sit around and watch someone complain about some things or, people or situations in which you have the power to change immediately. You have the power, I don't understand. Then you have people making excuses for him, I'm already projecting 6 years of excuses and blah, blah, blah. It's truly, they're so entrenched, there's so much. You realize you could have had all this done in 2 years. You realize every day goes on and where nothing is literally getting done at months at a time. It's truly incredible. That's why I laugh at all this garbage and nonsense. That's why I laugh at all the, Donald Trump's barely done anything, honestly. Besides all that beginning stuff he's done in the first year, the second year is his worst. Massive government spending, all the lies, all the deceit. We could go down the entire list. No border wall, massive government spending. Rush Limbaugh lying about the obvious demon, Darth Lord Sidious, yes, yeah, Darth Lord Sidious, supposed to be a turtle man, according to loser Limbaugh. No idea what he's talking about. Just look at this pathetic mindset here. Of course he's reversing his campaign strategy because he's a deceiver, he's a defiler. He knows how to maintain his power. He knows how to be sinister. It's truly unbelievable to see the arrogance of all the... no deportating the darker reality. Unbelievable. All those other things that Donald Trump has done, you realize they could be easily, just like how other people have mentioned, they could be easily reversed. If he gets impeached or whatever, you could kiss all those dreams, so-called things that you project as accomplishments. Bye-bye. I hope you know that, right? And they'll get rid of it a lot faster than it took him to implement it, and you better believe that. You'll see Washington work faster than you've ever seen it before just to reverse everything that he's done. But yet you'll see that the underlying problem is always the same. We'll always have this kind of mindset. I mean, look at this, right? Lindsey Graham for attorney. This is look at all those lies. This is how dumb our reality is. This is how filled with moronic incest. It's probably not even a real person. It's a bot. But look at this disgustingness. Already the shilling is beginning so he can maintain his power. He can maintain his seat on top with the rest of those in their little sick, twisted club as they play that same game on the rest of us. They're just all just up there like those psychopaths who just torture people. Unbelievable. Other people are volunteering for that. They're not really psychopaths. They're fulfilling a service. Other people want something done to them. But we didn't volunteer for what Congress is doing to us right now. They're literally torturing us. We didn't sign no waiver. We didn't sign no paper. What gave them the authority to do what was being done to those people legally and lawfully? So they could do the same thing illegally to us. It is beyond unbelievable here. I mean, can you believe the ignorance of these comments? Can you really believe how people believe things are going to get done? Nothing's going to get done. It's beyond unbelievable. When are we going to realize that, you got to admit you're being scammed, you're being run amok? Things aren't as great as you want to make everything seem. Things are pretty much 50-50. Like I said, there are some good things, but there's a lot of bad things too that nobody's talking about. If you really think anything's going to get done, if you really think... The whole problem with this scenario is, I'm going to lay it out right here. Donald Trump thinks this is pride before a huge fall. He thinks that he's better than them cheating the system. He thinks that he can rally them... He is beyond ignorant. I'm telling you, this is his mentality. He believes that whatever he does is the greatest no matter what. This is why we're in this situation of massive government spending and a complete shutdown of the last 6 months of them wasting your reality. You know what I mean? This is the stupid mentality I'm talking about. Not everything he does is great. It's beyond, he's not greater than this entire corrupt system. This isn't a national election. Let me ask you something. Is Donald Trump's name on this ballot? I don't think so. How many of these people even know what candidate they're voting for, let alone just voting straight Republican on that ticket? Like, this is how Mitch McConnell and the rest of these morons maintain their sick and twisted power. But you know what? Everyone could just continue on, because in the end, this is always going to happen.
I can't breathe. Is there any way to save him?